Hi everyone, welcome to the next installment of Entertainment Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking the sequel spin-off to Gilmore Girls, and this is A Year in the Life we're talking today. So if you like this channel or my video, or both, please like, comment, subscribe for support. Much appreciated. I'm also wearing my Gilmore Girls t-shirt. I need coffee and an IV, just to show y'all I am a fan. This was in reference to one of the early on episodes. Lorelai says this in Luke's diner, so let's dive in. The show goes 4-part, 90-minute, almost movie-style episodes. And there's a lot that they pack in, but kudos to Amy Sherman Palladino and her husband for writing such a great sequel spinoff, because they do kind of leave you on a cliffhanger, which I will get to the ending that I have kind of my own confirmed theory about. So it opens with a great subplot of drama that the grandpa character, played by the great Edward Herman, has died, because he died in real life, and that was a great way to write him off and honor his death. They had a huge portrait in the show in the Gilmore house that they had Friday night dinner at, on covering the whole wall. And later Lorelai and Emily have a huge fight because Lorelai couldn't share a good story, positive, happy story about her dad till later in the show, which she has when she shares that finally with Emily privately in her own breakthrough. It's really great to see, because she has her own breakthrough with her own grief. But Emily does too in her own timing, and it's great to see that. But they have a horrible fight, which is great to see because they're great actresses. But it's heavy, filled with emotion, and they say horrible things, but it kind of puts distance between them and other issues. They both go to therapy. Emily quits it. Lorelai continues on, but it's not until Lorelai goes to do Wild in one of the ending episodes that she just spontaneously decides to go to California and do Wild. And there's debate whether she does book her movie, and she doesn't really care. She just wants to do it, and she doesn't even actually go do the trail. She has a breakthrough when she just stumbles upon this wonderful view of the vista, because she's trying to get a cup of coffee and the little cafe's closed. It's funny trying to see her pack her backpack to go hiking and stuff all this stuff in her backpack that she needs as supplies, but she has to funnily get duct tape to try to close it all up. And so she stumbles upon this vista, and it's a vista view, and it's beautiful for a California view. And she calls Emily and shares this wonderful memory of when her and her dad had a wonderful time at the mall after a bad day at school as a young kid, and they saw a movie and he bought her a pretzel, and so that was her great memory she shared with Emily privately for her own breakthrough, to come out the other side. And it's great to see her have this breakthrough. And so backing up, the town is still very eccentric, and you see Lorelai and Rory enjoy fall, and the Life and Death Brigade guys come back and take Rory out for a night on the town with all their silliness of the Life and Death Brigade, and make her happy with their silly antics. and they dress up in their funny, eccentric Life and Death Brigade costumes with their gorilla masks, and they say in omnia paratus, which is the Life and Death Brigade Latin saying, and they go to a club and they dance tango music, and they also, Logan and Rory spend the night in a hotel with the other guys. Colin buys out the club that they were at earlier. Lorelai and Rory are funny at the poolside with coolers and drinks and two young kid boys holding umbrellas and fanning them and insulting nicknames of their town neighbors that are walking around the pool, and it's very funny. But Rory also has this unrooted time in her career that she's trying to juggle getting a consistent career, and her boxes of her things are at different people's houses, like Emily's and Lane's and Lorelai's house. And it's interesting to see that, you know, she doesn't want to be a part of the 30-something gang in town, but she wants to get roots, but she doesn't want to be a part of the 30-something gang to have friendships. And they also you see Jess, Dean, and Logan, and she has an affair throughout the show with Logan when she flies to London back and forth, who Logan's also engaged, and so that's interesting to see. But Jess pops up in some of the later parts of the show, and they have some fun, cute moments talking, and Rory has a tough time writing for Naomi Shropshire. She has an interview with this online magazine called Sandy Says, and she doesn't like it, but it's a great online magazine, and she ends up not getting an interview and just frustratedly takes apart some of her cell phones and throws them away and just stays with one cell phone. She has this not great relationship with her boyfriend Paul, who she's not great at remembering that she needs to break up with him because she's got so much going on in her life. Lorelai makes this great reference to this movie, On the Road, by the book Jack Kerouac, and I might do a YouTube review in the future based off of that movie that I might watch in the near future, because Rory's very unrooted and her stuff is everywhere, so Lorelai references On the Road as she's Jack Kerouacing it, which I thought was pretty interesting and funny. So stay tuned for that one in the near future. And Emily also gets a relationship with one of Richard's longtime friends, Jack Smith, so that's interesting to see because she ends up moving to Nantucket. She has this funny maid who's got an unknown foreign language, and that's interesting to see because they've got a lot of extended family who fix up the house, and we see Emily in t-shirt and jeans for the first time, which is weird but funny because she starts giving away all her things when she's dealing with her grief, and her DAR friends give her this book that really isn't helpful, but she starts giving away her things and decluttering her life, and it's funny to see her deal with it in this unique way that's kind of helpful but not helpful. So she ends up selling the house, moving to Nantucket, having a good new life at the Whaling Museum, and talking about doing tours with people that come to Nantucket, talking about whaling, and so that's very interesting. But they also do a Stars Hollow musical, which is kind of mundane, in the town, talking about the history of the town and where it's at now, which is kind of interesting, but I skipped through it. Suki pops up, Dean pops for a funny part of the show. Dean comes back and they have a cute moment in the store, which, spoiler alert, kind of random but necessary part of the show is at the end, after Lorelai's wedding, which is beautiful and spontaneous. Rory tells Lorelai on the steps of the gazebo, "Mom, I'm pregnant," which I have my own confirmed theory that the baby daddy is Logan's because of how many times they hook up. So I give A Year in the Life a 9 out of 10, just because there are some mundane plots throughout the show, or mundane parts throughout the show. Thanks, everybody.